Hey everyone, this is Gergő coming to you live from London, UK. I hope you are doing amazing. How are you, my dear friends? I hope everyone is doing amazing. So this is Thursday, which means I'm going live again. So welcome to episode number 13, How to Spring Clean Your Life to Thrive. So, where do we start? Let's start with the fact that it's spring. This is spring, finally. And, it's just time for a fresh start. It's time for everything to, everything is just, this is time for reborn. And if you just think about nature, the flowers are coming up again and they are just flourish. And this is just a fresh start, a new start, because the weather is getting nice and the dark winter is over. So it's time to spring clean your life to be able to thrive the rest of the the rest of the year. And rest of the year is really just starting now. So you have every reason to be excited about that, and I hope you are. So welcome, and I will give you some tips how to clean up everything in your life, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. I will give you some tips if you stay with me. So let's do that. Let's start. We will have 5 categories today. And as always, if you want, feel free to comment, feel free to give me some ideas to each and every categories if you want to. What else can you add to the list which we will create together? I hope we will create it together. I would love to see if you guys would be interact with this and would help me, or even if you just watch the replay, feel free to let me know where are you with this list, how can you carry on with all these things, how can you spring clean your life to thrive. So let's start with number 1, which is actually the physical part. Number 1, okay, it's already beautiful, and it's about tidy up your environment, clean your environment. That's our first category. So what is included? Just checking if everything is fine here. Yes. So number 1 is tidy up. That's your environment. So either your home or your office. That's the very first one. So this is the physical part. Clean up, tidy up, put everything to where it's belong, make some, make a nice place for yourself, a nice environment. And this is a big one for me because whenever my room is a little bit messy or my car is a little bit messy, I always realize that it affects everything else. It affects my thoughts, it affects the way I'm thinking. And whenever I clean up and tidy up and just get rid of the chaos around me, I realize that the chaotic energies disappear as well. So it gives me a clear mind to think and just really focus on what I want to do, what I have to do. So the first thing is clean up everything, find the place for everything. It's a proper spring clean, so you can wash your curtains, clean your carpets, all these things. These things obviously tasks and things to do that I don't need to tell you, because probably you do this from time to time, and it's true for all the lists we will discuss today. But it's important to do this with an intention, and if your intention is to thrive the rest of the year, then I really hope that list will help you. So that's the number 1. And then number 2 is, if anything, I'll just put something broken. So if something is broken, something doesn't work, then you can do 2 things with it. Either fix it or just put it in the bin. Don't keep broken things. For example, I have a digital picture frame I just wanted to use recently. I used a flash drive, a USB drive, to put some pictures on it. I was so excited. I put 10-15 pictures, and I was thinking I will put it to inside the picture frame, and then it keeps changing the pictures, and it's gonna be amazing, and it doesn't work. So, okay, I'm gonna put it in the bin, and I will probably buy a new one, because I still want to do that. So that's just one example. If something is broken, then either fix it or put it in the bin. Don't keep broken things around you. It's just not good. And then the next one can be your car, your bike, or your bicycle. either these things. So either clean them up a little bit, or if your car needs MOT, for example, or needs some service, or you have no idea when was the last time you checked the oil level, then make sure this is the time you check it. And by the way, if you want, feel free to write down your own list and go through these tasks, and it's gonna help a lot. And the next one, almost. So let's just do it here. Okay, so clothes and shoes. Now I know, ladies, this is a big one for you. You are beautiful when it comes to clothes and shoes. I have nothing to wear. I know that. And well, when you think about, oh, I don't know what to wear, I don't have any shoes, and then you open the wardrobe and things just falling out, and you have 50 pair of shoes. So all those things, check out them, make a little bit of, selecting what you're gonna wear in the future, and what are the clothes or shoes that you will never ever wear in your life ever again. So either just put them in the bin, or do a charity, give it to someone, give it to those who need it. So clothes and shoes, that's the next one. And then the last part for this one, anything else. So, go through all the items, all the little things in your room, and just think about it. Oh, okay, do I really need this? Do I really need that? Do I really need that? And if the answer is yes, okay, awesome, clean it a little bit, find the best place for it, use it. If not, again, put it in the bin, or do some charity, give it to someone who would be happy for that. So this is category number 1, tidy up. Category number 2 is... Any comments so far? No, but it's okay. So, number 2 is your body. Your body. Now, what can you do with your body? Number 1 is either do some sport or exercise. So, your body is your temple. It's very, very important. And, I mentioned this a couple of times in the previous videos. What can you do with your body? I think I don't really have to go into details. We all know the answer for these things. If you were planning to do some morning walks for a long time, then it's spring, it's time, you can go out. You cannot use the excuse anymore that it's cold outside, because it's getting warmer and warmer. So for example, sport or exercise. The second one is regarding your health. More specifically, for example, those medical checks. When was the last time you went to your GP and did some medical checks, if everything is alright? Or for example, which is a big one for me, I just put it here, dentist. Because guys, I'll be honest, because of COVID, I haven't visited my dentist for about 2 years, and I know it's not a good thing at all, and I have some stuff to do with my teeth, by the way. I don't know how much you can see it, but it's better if you don't. And also I usually go to Hungary to visit a dentist, because first of all, it's much cheaper than in the UK. Secondly, for me, it's much better if I can discuss all these things on my mother tongue, even though I speak English, but it's better for me, because for me, the smile and the well-being of my teeth is really important, and I couldn't do it for ages. So it's, for example, it's on my list. So anything related to your health, medical checks, go to the dentist, or for example, it can be either giving blood. If you want to do something good, maybe, if you give blood, someone who really needs it can have it because of you. You never know how can you help other people, so that could be another one as well. And then the next category for your body is food. Now, I don't go into details with how to eat healthy, because I'm not the best example for that, as I mentioned it a couple of times. But I'm really trying to eat more and more healthy stuff. I'm not saying I do it every time, but I keep learning. And for example, I have a great friend mentioned a couple of times. His name is Ricky, and he's really good with this. He can cook, first of all, which I cannot. And he always shows me some healthy stuff, which is which can be either some vegetables or fruit based, or just that morning smoothie or protein shake, or anything else really, and it helps me a lot. So if you are someone like me that you cannot cook, you don't know how to eat healthy, find someone who can help you with that. For example, right? So food, try to eat a little bit more healthy. So do everything you can regarding your body this spring to be able to thrive the rest of the year. All right, number 3, where should I carry on? Maybe, let's see, maybe this here. So number 3 would be catch up with your to-do list, I would say, with to-do list. Catch up with your to-do list. What does that mean? You know those emails that you wanted to answer for a long time and they are still there, or wanted to read them but they are still there even from 1 year ago, or even physical letters that you didn't answer, or especially messages. And it's a big one for me because right now, this week, last week, the last few weeks actually, my messenger, my WhatsApp, my Telegram is full of messages, and I'm trying to catch up with these things. Because, you know, this category is really important, and I just put here emails, letters, messages, emails, messages. I think that covers everything. Because if you don't finish these things, if you don't complete your unfinished tasks, your incompleted tasks, then your focus will be on the past, and you cannot really focus on the present moment or your future, what you want to do this week, this month, next month, because you keep thinking of, oh, what I should do, oh, what I forget, oh, what I delayed, oh, what I procrastinated, all these things. And the main reason I'm talking about this because I tend to do that sometimes. And I need to remind myself as well that I need to catch up with all those messages. Or regarding emails, you know, if you subscribe to an email, email subscription to anyone, then you don't read those emails anymore, you don't care, then just make sure you go through them and just unsubscribe from those lists. So try to clean up and catch up with your messages. And then, as I mentioned already, with your tasks. So anything that you wanted to do for ages, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna clean up the garage, I'm gonna do anything else really, and you didn't do it. It's time to do it. So as I said, it's spring, it's fresh start, it's a new start. Go through these lists, and by the way, feel free to comment what else can you do, what else can we do. Feel free to give advice to other people who might read your comment and it will help them. They say, oh, okay, that's a good one, I'm gonna do that. So that's the next one. Unfinished tasks, and then official documents. I just put docs. Official documents. So, for example, my friend just told me that he cannot find his passport and he has no idea where it is. So these things, like go through the official letters, go through, check it if you have your passport, if you have, you know, anything else, any official document you need to have, do you have them? You know, find one place for them, put them together. So, you know, if it's messy in your life, then make sure you do that for yourself. What else? For example, address. You know, when I moved to this place last year, roughly a year ago. And I remember that I had to change the address at so many places, you know, bank and workplace and then driving license, HMRC, all these things. If it happened recently, so if you moved the address recently, make sure you call all those places, or you just open those apps and just change the address, for example. That's also something you can finish. So catch up with your to-do list. And the last one is any debts. If you have any debts, now it can be either a loan, it can be a mortgage, it can be a credit card. I have some, to be honest with you, and I need to catch up with that as well. Or if someone is owing money to you, then maybe talk to them. If you owe money to someone, then tell them that, hey, I'm here, sorry, I'm not hiding or anything like that. I want to pay it back for you. You know, let's find out how to do it, or let's make a plan. So, you know, it's also important, finish your unfinished tasks. That's number 3. So, number 4, where is my pen? Where to put it? How much space I have? Let me just see. Yeah, maybe put it here. Number 4 would be relationships. Relationships. Now, how can you, well, it's not cleaning, obviously, not cleaning them up, but what can you do with your relationships? Number 1 is the relationship with yourself. That's the most important, yourself. So I would say that this spring, find one day, either just one day this month or one day a week, for example, when you take time for yourself. Take one day and, either go to a cinema, go for a walk, go to swim, go to cycle, go to the gym, read that book, do something alone, have your me time, have time to yourself, relax a little bit, put that meditation on, go for a massage, anything like that. But make sure you spend some time with yourself. I don't know about you, but I like to spend time alone. I like to be alone, review everything and just spend a little time with myself and then just have some clarity on what I want in the near future, for example. So it helps a lot. Make sure you have me time and you spend some time with yourself. And then next one, obviously your friends. Your friends. Now, this part is what I really mean is not online. So not calling them, not having a video call with them, but make sure you meet them face to face. Because, no more excuse. COVID is over, let's stop it, we can meet up face to face, we can give a hug to each other. So whether if it's just a coffee or a lunch or going to have a few beers in the evening, spend some time with your friends, or if you don't have friends nearby you, they are living far or anything like that, or if you don't have friends, then try to find a new community where you have a common interest with those people, for example. But make sure you spend some time with friends. It's gonna help. The reason I put relationships in the list, because emotionally it helps a lot. So, if you spend time with loved ones, it always helps, right? And I think I don't need to really explain that. We all know that. And the next one, your partner. Your partner. Whether if it's your wife, your husband, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, anyone in your life that you love or in a relationship with, make sure that you spend maybe one day. If you don't have one day, I know we all are busy, but let's be honest, we have time to whatever we want to spend time on or what we want to have time to. But if you don't have so much time for it, make sure just an evening. Make sure that you cook a nice dinner, burn those candles, have a romantic evening together, or go for a spa weekend, or spend a little time with the loved ones and tell them that you love them. Because I heard that a couple of times for some people that they say, oh, I don't need to tell them that I love them, they know it. Let's be honest, everyone wants to love and wants to be loved, right? So make sure you tell them that you love them. And, if you are watching this, if you are my friend, I love you. I mean, obviously I'm talking about relationships now, but just back to friends a little bit. I love all my friends and I hope you know I love you. And if you watch these videos, you are here for a reason, so I love you and I appreciate you and thank you for that. So make sure you spend some time with your partner and, do any activity you can. Just, these things I would say that it's good when it's an intention. Because, before every action, there is an intention. So if you say, okay, this Friday evening, I'm gonna spend time with my partner, we're gonna have a nice evening, and, just focus on that. Emotionally, it will help you a lot. What else? Yes. I would say call or message a friend you haven't spoken for ages. I just put here you haven't spoken for whatever, months, years, let's say a year. You haven't spoken for a year. Call those friends, ask them how are you. I just recently had a conversation with a guy, a Hungarian friend. He lives in Germany and we didn't speak for the last 10 years. I think since I live in the UK, which is nearly 10 years, we didn't talk. and just roughly one of his posts came up on my social media, and I sent him a 1-minute voice message that, hey, what's up, it's been ages, and so on, and he answered that, hey, so good that you contacted me, what's up, and we decided that, either this week or next week we're gonna have a video call to catch up what's going on. So that's one example. A friend who you haven't spoken for 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, go out, choose one, write it down to your list, choose at least one, and call them or message them and tell them that they are important for you. And then the last category in relationships, which is maybe one of the most important one, is forgiveness. Forgiveness. Either if you have to apologize from someone or you want to forgive someone, so forgiveness either way. If there is someone you feel like you should say sorry, this is the time to do it. Spring is a great time for every fresh start. So do it then, contact the person and tell them, listen, I'm so sorry, it's my fault, whatever it was. Or if there is someone you want to forgive, then tell them, listen, I'm not upset on you anymore. Let's have a call, let's have a coffee, let's have a lunch. Forgiveness, super, super important. As well as forgiving yourself. If you did something you are not proud of, make sure you sit down, you have some time for yourself and just forgive to yourself. Meditation is really good for that one as well. And now we have a fifth category, which I have no idea where to put for. So let's say I just clean this body part here for our last category, which will be number 5. This is my favorite, and that's your bucket list. Now, I don't know how many of you guys have a written physical bucket list. I do have, but I didn't check it for ages. I just made a little bit of tidy up with my papers and documents and notebooks, and I just found an old bucket list. And one thing is important, lots of things I wrote down, some of them either became reality since then, which I didn't even remember that it was on my bucket list, or I realized that those are not my goals anymore. So it's time to review and have a new bucket list, which can include your career. And yes, I think it can be part of your bucket list, what you really want to work in your life. If you are not happy with your workplace right now, I was working as an employee for long time, for like 15 years, and I hated it. So for me, the number one goal was, my number one career bucket list item was becoming self-employed, which I did many years ago, and I'm really proud of that, and I'm really happy for that. So, review your career, review your job, and if you're not happy with it, write down what you want. So bucket list really is about dreaming. You can write down goals, you can write down dreams, but just let your fantasy work on highest level. So it can be anything, even if you don't know how it's gonna happen. Make sure you write it down, and if you have the intention and if you take the initial steps, I guarantee the universe will take care of you and will help you to make it a reality for yourself. So that's number 1. Number 2 is a new sport or a new hobby. Sport or hobby. So, if you want to start those swimming classes for ages, then write it down, and it's time to do it. Let me give you one example. I want to learn to play the drums for ages. I really want. Now, some of you who know me, many of you who know me, you know that I'm singing. I sing since I was born. I love singing, and singing was always part of my life. Some of you probably remember my Christmas videos. Every Christmas I post some Christmas singing videos out there. So it's a big one for me. But for example, playing the drum is, wow, I just want to do that. I want to learn that. So that will be for me one of these things on my bucket list for this year. What's yours? That's the question. And then what else? 3 things, at least 3 things you want to have. 3 things to have. So it can be anything that's physical, you know, material gain. It can be a new laptop, a new camera, a new car, anything that's physical thing that you want to have. Again, even if you don't know how it's gonna happen, how can you afford it, or anything like that, write it down, because the intention is there. That's the first step always towards any goal. So 3 things you want to have, and then 3 things you want to do. What to do or to go. So it can be, for example, traveling, or in my case it can be those drum classes as well. So at least 3 things you want to do this year, you want to go this year. Probably for many of us, I guess it's traveling, because we couldn't really travel this year. Or for example, another example from my life, I love Formula 1. I'm a crazy Formula 1 fan. I don't care about any other sports, but Formula 1 is my #1 favorite since I'm alive, probably. And I want to go to the this year's British Grand Prix, to Silverstone. I want to go to the Hungarian Grand Prix, for example. So that will be on my list. What will be on your list? That's the question. And then another three things to learn or to become. What kind of person want you to become? What can you do about it? That's mainly, I think, learning, self-development, you know, becoming a better person, becoming a smarter person, to have a new skill, some new knowledge. It can be courses, it can be anything. If you want to learn languages, it can be a new language course. Anything really. 3 things you want to become, you want to learn. And then the last one, which is, I just put it here, and I put it with red. I didn't even use that color today. Is there enough space here with the camera? Yes, there is. So, one big goal for this year, for 2022. This is probably the biggest one. Any big goal you can imagine you want to achieve by the end of this year. And guess what? You have 9 months, 10 months still. So, and again, don't think of, oh, I cannot afford, oh, I don't have free time, oh, I don't have this, I don't have that. Forget those things, because to be honest, you know, I'm always honest with you, those are excuses. If you really want something, you can find a way. That's what I learned in the last many years, and I'm sure it's possible. So any big goal, and I don't want to give examples because you know what you want. What is your biggest goal for this year? Whether if it's any of these categories, relationship, career, money, traveling, anything, really. Make sure you have one big goal for this year. So this is my spring cleaning list for 2022, for this spring. And I really hope it helps. I really hope that if you go through these tasks, and guys, I know it takes time. Maybe it takes 1 month to complete. Maybe you complete it by the end of next month. But guess what? It will be still end of April, beginning of May. And then, you know, if you finish all these things, I think we covered everything, because you have a clean environment, right? You take care of your body, which I cleaned already, but you take care of your body, you catch up with your to-do list, you finish those tasks. That means you bring back your focus to the present moment from the past. So you have a clear mind, you can think ahead, you can think of your present situation, your future, and you can have good ideas, because you already have the basic for it. You already have the good soil for it. So you have every chance to flourish, and then, you know, and then to achieve anything you want. And then the relationships, if you make sure you spend some time with those loved ones, spend time with yourself, and then you have a bucket list of some either dreams or wishes, anything. It doesn't matter if you believe that you can achieve it right now or not. Write them down. Be a child, you know. Wake up that inner child inside of you and dream big. Always dream big. So that's a big message for today. So I hope you got some value from this list. If so, if there is just one person that I could help with these ideas, then it was worth it to make this video, and I really hope so. And if that's the case, feel free to let me know in the comments. Feel free to give me some new ideas. What else would you write to your to-do list, to your spring clean list? And if you like this, feel free to share it, as I said. If you like the content I create, Feel free to follow me on Instagram, Gergely Varga Official. Feel free to follow me on Facebook, Gergely Varga as well. Or check out my YouTube channel, which is also Gergely Varga Official. I already uploaded the 10 days Facebook Live challenge, and it's available with English and Hungarian subtitles. So feel free to check it out, as well as my Telegram channel, just if I advertise here everything, why not, which is called Truth Seeker. You can find the link on my Facebook and Instagram profiles. So if you like what you see, feel free to contact with me either with a direct message if you want to. I really hope that you got some value, and I go live every Thursday 8 p.m. UK time, so I will see you next Thursday 8 p.m. UK time in the evening with some new topic which I will figure out until next week. But until then, I hope you have a great week so far, and I hope you will enjoy the rest of your evening. Take care everyone, have a good evening. Thank you for watching, bye bye.